Hafide Guahusi Nick Delgado.
And I'm Crystal Paco. 2017 was a big news year. Several stories dominated our headlines, including the trial against former University of Guam psychology professor Dr. Michael Ellert, who was eventually convicted of sexually assaulting 2 of the 3 women who accused him.
Then there's that high-speed chase from Barrigada to Dededo, the gunman shooting at police through traffic. It ended up north with police eventually taking the gunman down.
As you can see, there were plenty of big stories this year, but these are our top 10.
This year saw the filings of multiple ethics complaints against various elected leaders, but one of the most notable ones were against Senator James Espadon and Congresswoman Madeline Bordallo. Amid wide speculation, it was in late May the legislature's Ethics Committee finally confirmed it received and was looking into a complaint filed against Espadon. CNMI Representative Edwin Probst filed the complaint on May 16th, concerned about Senator Espadon's connection to a Saipan company accused of fraud. Specifically, Espadon was under investigation for his alleged involvement in a generator deal between the Commonwealth Utilities Corps in the Northern Mariana Islands and a company with connections to one of his staffers. In September, the Ethics Committee recommended Espadon's removal from his leadership positions for the remainder of the legislative term. Additionally, the committee found him in violation of the Code of Ethics and Standards, which states a member or staff employee of Legislaturan Guahan shall conduct the person's life, both public and private, so as to bring honor and respect to the person's office. Espadon responded, "The Ethics Committee considered 4 potential ethics charges against me, so I am gratified that 3 charges were dismissed and they found only 1 ethical violation." The Republican lawmaker added that since the matter will go before the full legislative body for a final resolution, he can expect an open, fair, and honest discussion of the charge against him. Meanwhile, it was also in September that more information was released about a complaint filed with the House Ethics Committee against Congresswoman Bordallo. According to a report posted on the committee's website, Bordallo is under scrutiny for renting her Tamuning home to the Japanese consulate, which may violate House rules for receiving profit from a foreign government. The report stated a former chief of staff raised concerns about the rental agreement, but Bordallo stated there was nothing wrong and declined to discuss it with the Congressional Ethics Office. She's also under review for receiving free lodging, meals, and amenities at the Outrigger Guam, a hotel owned by her sister's family, and also for using her representational allowance to pay for some of the lodging expenses. The rules do not allow members to pay for lodging while in their home districts. Bordallo released a statement saying she is cooperating with the ethics review and believes there has been no violation of federal law or House rules. It started as a typical Sunday afternoon for a family in Dededo. That is until
I turned my head to the door and a guy was standing there at the door looking at me with a gun.
Armed with a gun, Vicente Cruz demanded the keys to their car.
I walked around the house to the back to warn my kids, but he was following me with a gun.
Cruz then barged in. Minutes later, police arrived, surrounding the Chalanatibu home.
I went like this, and I kept pointing like that. I said, this inside, this inside.
For several hours, the family was held hostage.
My first thought was, yes, I wanted to go outrage and grab anything and go crazy with him because he's in my home, fearing my family.
This while the suspect's family was outside, hoping Cruz would surrender.
Whatever he's doing, bad, stop.
Throughout the entire 5-hour ordeal, gunfire was exchanged between police and Cruz until police managed to throw a stun grenade inside the front door. This gave one of the family members the opportunity to hold Cruz down and police the ability to take him into custody.
We did what we had to do, and I'm very proud of everybody in the Guam Police Department and what they're working. I'm very proud of the officers that responded up here.
Cruz was arrested and indicted for home invasion, attempted murder, and kidnapping, among a slew of other charges.
After spending 4 years in jail, in October, Alan Agababa walked out of the Department of Corrections.
He is a free man. He is released from custody and the case is dismissed, so the case is no longer pending against him.
Agababa was tried twice for allegedly killing his mother, 55-year-old Shelley Bernstein, to collect up to $400,000 in her death benefits. Both times, the government failed to produce enough evidence to convict him of aggravated murder. Both trials resulted in hung juries and rendered mistrials. Though the government argued Bernstein died from blunt force trauma to the head, no murder weapon was ever found. They later proposed Agababa place fentanyl patches on his mother, but again could not prove he did so. On the night she was found dead in her Tamuning home, Bernstein had 3 of these prescription painkiller patches on her arm and others on her bed. Attorney General Elizabeth Barrett Anderson reacted, stating, quote, "Our job is to seek justice by ensuring the guilty are held accountable. The innocent are protected from unwarranted harm, and the rights of all participants, including victims of crime, are respected. Based on the present evidence, justice is served by dismissal without prejudice of this case," end quote. The Attorney General concluding they will not be pursuing a third trial.
3 down, 7 more to go.
Stay tuned. Our countdown of the top 10 stories of 2017 continues after the break.
But first, here are the biggest tweets that you shared this year for 2017.